ॐ गणानां गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। शारदा शारदाम्बुज वदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं सन्निधिं प्रियात् सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतो वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषम् पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। चतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचन शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We'll chant after Anandamaya Adhikaran. आनंदमयोऽभ्यासात् विकार शब्दान्येति चेन्न प्राचुर्यात् तद्धेतु व्यपदेशाच्च मान्त्रवर्णिकमेव च गीयते। नेतरोनुपपत्तेः भेदव्यपदेशाच्च कामाच्च नानुमानापेक्षा अस्मिन्नस्य च तद्योगं शास्ति। अन्तस्तद्धर्मोपदेशात् भेदव्यपदेशाच्चान्यः आकाशस्तल्लिङ्गात् अत एव प्राणः ज्योतिश्चरणाभिधानात् ज्योतिश्चरणाभिधानात्. Let us read Bhashya on 2 pages. Page 156. Idam mamananti अथ यत् अतः परः दिवः ज्योतिर्दीप्यते विश्वतः पृष्ठेषु सर्वतः पृष्ठेषु अनुत्तमेषु उत्तमेषु लोकेषु इदं वाव तद यदिदम् अस्मिन्नन्तः पुरुषे ज्योतिः इति तत्र संशयः. किम इह ज्योतिः शब्देन आदित्यादि ज्योतिः अभिधीयते. किं वा परमात्मेति अर्थान्तरविषयस्यापि शब्दस्य तल्लिङ्गात् ब्रह्मविषयत्वम् उक्तम्. इह तु तल्लिङ्गम् एव अस्ति नास्तीति विचार्यते. किन्तावत् प्राप्तम् आदित्यादिकम् एव ज्योतिः शब्देन परिगृह्यते इति कुतः प्रसिद्धेः तमो ज्योतिरिति हि मौ शब्दौ परस्पर प्रतिद्वन्द्वी विषयौ प्रसिद्धौ चक्षुर्वृत्तिर्निरोधकं शार्वरादिकं तम उच्यते. तस्याः एव अनुग्राहकम् आदित्यादिकं ज्योतिः तथा दीप्यते इति यमपि श्रुतिरादित्यादि विषया प्रसिद्धा. नहि रूपादिहीनं ब्रह्म दीप्यते इति मुख्यां श्रुतिम् अर्हति. द्युमर्यादत्वश्रुतेश्च नहि चराचर बीजस्य ब्रह्मणः सर्वात्मकस्य द्यौर्मर्यादा युक्ता कार्यस्य तु ज्योतिः ज्योतिषः परिच्छिन्नस्य द्यौर्मर्यादा स्यात्. परो दिवो ज्योतिः इति च ब्राह्मणम् ननु कार्यस्य अपि ज्योतिषः सर्वत्र गमनत्वात् द्युमर्यादावत् त्वम् असमञ्जसम् अस्तु तर्हि अत्रिवृत्कृतं तेज प्रथमजम् न अत्रिवृत्कृतस्य तेजसः प्रयोजनाभावात् इति इदमेव प्रयोजनम् यद् उपास्यत्वम् इति चेत् न प्रयोजनान्तरप्रयुक्तस्यै प्रयुक्तस्यैवादित्यादेः उपास्यत्वदर्शनात् तासां त्रिवृतम् एकैकां करवाणि इति चाविशेषश्रुतेः न च अत्रिवृत्कृतस्यापि तेजसो द्युमर्यादत्वं प्रसिद्धम् न च अत्रिवृत्कृतस्यापि तेजसः द्युमर्यादत्वं प्रसिद्धम् अस्तु तर्हि त्रिवृत्कृतमेव तत्तेजः ज्योतिःशब्दम् ननु उक्तं ऋग्वाक् अपि दिवः अवगम्यते अग्न्यादिकं ज्योतिरिति नैष दोषः सर्वत्रापि गम्यमानस्य ज्योतिषः परो दिवः इति उपासनार्थः प्रदेशविशेषपरिग्रहो न विरुध्यते न तु निष्प्रदेशस्यापि ब्रह्मणः प्रदेशविशेषकल्पना भागिनी सर्वतः पृष्ठेषु अनुत्तमेषु उत्तमेषु लोकेषु इति च आधारबहुत्वश्रुतिः कार्ये ज्योतिषु उपपद्यते तराम् कार्ये ज्योतिषि उपपद्यते तराम् इदं वाव तत् यदिदम् अस्मिन्नन्तः पुरुषे ज्योतिः इति च कौक्षेये ज्योतिः परं ज्योतिरध्यस्यमानं दृश्यते सारूप्यनिमित्ताश्चाध्यासा भवन्ति Okay, you see. We were sitting this Jyotish Sharanabhidhan Adhikaranam. In this Adhikaran, which is the 10th Adhikaran. There are 4 sutras, and these 4 sutras are from 24 to 27 sutras. We had seen this sutra was taken from the 3rd chapter, 13th section, which seventh mantra, 3.13.7. This is the Vishayavakyam of this particular Adhikara. When you study Brahma Sutra, first is this point. What is the mantra which is under discussion? And immediately try to get introduction of that mantra, because it is coming in between in Vrihadaranyaka somewhere. So you don't know what is the reference of the mantra. The mantra has a background, and that mantra had the background that there is a Jyoti which is pervading the upper lokas, and this Jyoti is the one which pervades our body. And we have to do upasana of this Jyoti in the body. And in the body, the upasana is done by heat and sound. You heard yesterday, heat was there and sound in the form of Jataragni. Samanya Dhvani was there and Vishesh Dhvani was there. Now, the contention by this came in this particular section. Nowhere it is mentioned that this Jyoti is Brahman. And Bhagavan Vedavyas wants to say that this Jyoti is nothing but the Brahma Upasana and not any Jyoti Upasana is there. So what is the subject? Subject is the Sagun Upasana, Sagun Brahma Upasana. So this Jyoti is Brahma, and we are going to see that this Jyoti is Brahma alone. So you are doing the Upasana of Brahma on the body in the form of sound and the heat. So word Jyoti should be taken as Brahman. Urpaksh says that the word Jyoti should not be taken as Brahman, should be taken as Karya Jyoti. Karya Jyoti means Achetan Jyoti, which is the Surya is the Pramukh in that. Surya means Aditya Jyoti or Chandra Jyoti, Tarak Jyoti, Vidyut Jyoti. This is called Karya Jyoti or Achetan Jyoti. And here is where you have to search whose Upasana is mentioned here. Whose Upasana is mentioned here? Is it the Brahma Upasana mentioned, or is it the some Jyoti Upasana is mentioned? Now, to get to this point, the problem here is started that about this Jyoti, there is no clue mentioned, unlike as was in Akash Adhikaran and Pran Adhikaran, where 6 clues were there for Akash and 2 clues were there to prove that this Akash is Brahma only, because the Jagat Srishti Laya Karanatva was mentioned. Srishti Karan and Laya Karan was this Akash, and therefore Akash is Brahman, and therefore Upasana of Akash is Upasana of Brahman. Now, this was not mentioned in this particular 13th section. And the genius of Bhagavan Vedavyas, he went to the previous section. And previous section, the Gayatri Upasana was mentioned. Generally, when we use the word Gayatri, it refers to mantra or the meter. But in the 12th section, Gayatri word has been used in a very different manner. The Gayatri, it was said, Gayatri va idagam sarvam, everything is Gayatri. And then you heard that it was said, Padosya Vishwa Bhutani Tripadasya Amritam Divi. This Gayatri is being said of 4 padas. Padas means quarters. In one quarter is the whole world. In other 3 quarters there is no world. Then what is there? Absence of Desh and Kal is there. That means this is Brahma Lakshana. So Gayatri Lakshana is the Brahma Lakshana. And therefore Gayatri should be Brahman only. And therefore Upasana in the 12th section is Upasana of Brahman only. When I say Brahma, it is about Brahma. Don't mistake, please. So 2 steps we are going to take here. We are going to establish that the Gayatri mentioned in the 12th section is nothing but the Brahma. 12th section Upasyam is Brahman. And the 13th section, and this Gayatri and Jyoti is one. See the sequence? Gayatri will be mentioned as Brahman. Then Gayatri and Jyoti will be equated. And therefore Jyoti will be Brahman. A is equal to B, B is equal to C, therefore A is equal to C. This much you must have studied in 7th class, 6th class. A is equal to B, B is equal to C. Don't see how it has happened. So this way Gayatri is said like that, everything. If I am just revising, I have yet to come to the point today. Because back and forth is going on. So you have to get little tuned to the subject. Because normally less students are there who come studying. They come quite fresh. So if Gayatri is only the mantra or the meter, see what Brahma Sutra trains you to very nicely thinking processes. It makes you very, you can say, Shastra-nisht. And also Tark as to support the Shastra. I told you, this is Nyaya Pradhan. The Brahma Sutra is Nyaya Pradhan, means Tark is there. Quite logics are there. So those who love logic, they love Brahma Sutras. Because they get satisfaction. Now, if Gayatri is only Vedic meter or the mantra, it won't be pervading all. I told you, one meter doesn't pervade another meter. One mantra doesn't pervade. So, Sarvatmakatvat and Chatushpatvam. So, what we concluded yesterday morning, Gayatri Brahma Bhavati. Kimartham? Kasehtoho Sarvatmakatvat and Sarvapatvam. Sarvapatvam. This is the first argument to prove that Gayatri is Brahman. Very simple, no problem at all. If you remember, I had said in the 13th section there are 2 parts. One part was that in the Hridaya there is a palace. In that palace there is a king called Brahman. And that palace king, which is Gayatri, it has 5 gates that was called Brahma Purush. Remember that? And I said that are the Ang. These are the Ang of the Gayatri. Is the Ang of the Gayatri. And therefore we are going to take a clue from here also. And second part is the Jyoti Upasana in the 3rd section. How do you get this point here? They say that Gayatri Brahma is abiding in Hridaya, and Hridaya has 5 gates called Brahma Purusha. Bhashyakar uses all these points. I will say everything is from the Bhashya. Little you have to organize it properly. Earlier what you are seeing the Bhashya and finding out what is the meaning. Now style is first we see the organized meaning, then we go to the Bhashya. So that becomes little easier for you to understand. So fear is not there of reading the Bhashya after that. Fear goes away. Otherwise we get caught up in that. So he says that Brahma Purush is a significant word. Ole, how do you say? If Gayatri is not Brahman, why supporting Devatas will be called Brahma Purush? They should have been called Gayatri Purush. In the Hridaya, it was said Gayatri is the king or queen, whatever you call. And the 5 gates are having a gatekeeper called Brahma Purush. And therefore, if Ang is called Brahma Purush, then Angi should be Brahmanli. So Angi Upasanam is Gayatri Upasanam, Ang Upasanam is Brahma Purush Upasanam. ध्यान देना, Angi Upasanam is Gayatri Upasanam. Angi means whole. And Ang Upasanam, and it was said, no, both Upasana has to be done to complete. This was one point, that Angi Upasana is important for, therefore the word called Sangopang, along with the parts. So you have to do Upasana of Gayatri, which is Brahm here, along with the part here, which is Brahma Purush. So Angi Upasana is what? Brahma Upasana. And Ang Upasana is what? Brahma Purush Upasana. Brahma Purush, secondary. If you have to reach the main person, you have to go to the secondary people also. You cannot go to the main person, because without going to the, if you want to meet minister or if you want to meet the main person, you have to go through some intermediary people also. If you therefore in our temple, if you have to go to Lord Shiva, you have to go to Shanmukham Bhagwan, then you have to go to Parvati ji, then Nandi Bhagwan, then Ganesh ji, then you approach. With high recommendations are there. Straight away if you dash, so he will not have recommendations. So you have to go through a proper channelization. Straight away you cannot enter. You can't say, I just want to meet him. No, so you have to have a proper. Therefore, strictly speaking, in temples, first they go to Nandi in the South India, and they utter something in the ear of Nandi also. And they do like this. Do like this on the ear of Nandi. Don't do it, please. Everybody will do, Nandi will lose the color. So this is there. And they say something in the ear of Nandi. What you want to say to Lord Shiva, because he will tell it. Because he is close, so whatever he will say, it will be immediately accepted. Okay, you have to go to the proper route. Contacts are required. So Brahma Purush Upasana is Anga Upasana, and Brahma Upasana is the Angi Upasana. And therefore, if you are saying Brahma Purush is the Anga, therefore Gayatri should be the Angi. And therefore Gayatri should be Brahma. This is second argument to prove that Gayatri is Brahma. I hope you got it. No problem. Simple point is there. If you have to meet Gurudev, so you have to go through the, if Gurudev has come in any center and you have to meet Gurudev, so you have to go to secretary, president, trustees. You can't go straight away to Gurudev and say, I want to meet you. Because already appointments are fixed. Appointments are fixed by the committee, is already put. 12 o'clock is this, 1 o'clock is this, already you have, and you are dashing in between. Secretary won't allow that. He will say, no, you cannot meet. Then they say, the secretary didn't allow me to meet. They didn't tell that I did not take proper timings. Appointment I didn't. Then they write to Gurudev that this secretary of this center didn't allow me to meet you. They tell distorted truth. Then the secretary, they say, no, he didn't come at the right time. Last day he is coming meeting. Already all the meetings are busy. 10 o'clock is a trustee meeting. 1 o'clock is this meeting. 3 o'clock is a Rotary Club meeting. How can we put him in between now? And they also want time alone. There is no time alone. He said, no, Gurudev is not there, available, come next time. He gets upset. He finds where is the address and straight away approach it. Then Gurudev, what he used to do? He used to he send his letter to the secretary. To make the matter little fair up, he used to send his letter to the secretary. And now both are in the same city. Gurudev has left. Now these two people are at loggerheads. Now he is more upset. Why you complained against me? Then he will raise in the committee that these people create confusion. Then committee will write another letter to Gurudev. And this was not the case. He only approached the last time. All the appointments were fixed. But Gurudev will listen to the committee. Tell me why? Because they are the one who have organized the whole thing. So their right is more. One who has done more work, his right is more. This person has come randomly all of a sudden. He doesn't know the protocol. He doesn't know any mechanism. Jumping out of the queue. And then they refer, that Mahatma, anytime you can approach. Then they quote here and there. Then they become philosopher. Saints can be available at any time. Then they become, different kind of person. So better if you had approached the secretary, say, sometime can you give me? Anyway, so Gayatri is Brahman. I hope you got the point. Right? Now, so Upasyam, so what is meant? Jyoti means Brahman. So what is Upasyam in the 12th section? Brahman. Then what you are going to establish? Gayatri Jyoti Abhedaha. And why Gayatri is Brahman? Why Gayatri is Brahman? Tell me. So the sutra. Charan Abhidhanat. Charan Abhidhanat. You did not tell about that. Where is Charan coming? Shri Guru Charan Sarojrit. Nahi. Don't bring that Charan. Keep quiet. Here Charan means padas. Quarters. Oh. Brahma Charan Abhidhanat. So Charan means Pad. So 4 padas were told for Gayatri, therefore Gayatri is Brahman. And because Gayatri is Brahman, therefore Jyoti will be Brahman. How Jyoti is Brahman? I am coming, don't worry. How Jyoti is Brahman, I am going to tell. But I am just taking you to the sutra. Charan Abhidhanat. Generally, when you see Charan or Vidhan doesn't use Charan word and all. Listen, Charan is more used in Bhakti word. But yes, Charan is the meaning of path, quarter. Abhidhanat means Vidhanat, Uktatvat, where has been said. That has been said. Mentioned. Abhidhan means mentioned. See, in this 13th section sutra, he is referring to the 12th section. 12th section, this is what I said, you have to go back and forth here. Okay, I hope you got my point. This is a typical point here. Typical C, the genius of Vedavyas, Bhagavan, he is not referring to the particular Charanabhidhan is not of the Jyoti here. Charan is not talked about the Jyoti here. Charan is talked about the Gayatri there. And this is Shankaracharya's homework. Dekho, what? That he is going to say that Jyoti is Brahman, Gayatri is Brahman, and Gayatri is Jyoti. And therefore, Jyoti is Gayatri. Okay, well, I don't know Jyoti, Gayatri, what are you talking? So, Gayatri Abhinnam Jyoti. So, what is the meaning of Upasyam? Topic of 12th and 13th section is same. Upasya Abhedat. How will you say in Sanskrit? Gayatri Rupam Brahma is equal to Jyoti Rupam Brahma. But you have not proved this aspect. Which one? That Jyoti and Gayatri are one. You have proved that Gayatri is Brahman. But you have yet to prove that this Jyoti is that, this Gayatri is that Jyoti. I am coming, I know that. No, wait. Hold on. Have patience. Now please open the book and say the mantra. Bhagwan Bhashyakar gives 3 reasons for that. Which reason? For proving what? Gayatri Rupam Brahma is Jyoti Rupam Brahma. Already that Gayatri is Brahman has been proved. 2 arguments were here. Now he says, first reason is called grammatical reason. So what is the grammatical reason? Please see the mantra. Atha yat ataha paro divaha. Atha, first line. Atha yat. Yat ataha paro divaha. Got it? At means beginning. And here is where the clue. For simple grammar, one has to know it. Pronoun yat is coming. Yat. That means that. That. So, what do you mean by that? Pronoun can be used only after the noun. Pronoun can be used only to remind you of the noun that has been already talked about. That Jyoti. That Jyoti means something you have. When you say no, that man, so you already, that means you have talked about that, then only you can say that. That word should not be a starting point of any discussion. You already talked about or saw some man and then you started that man, Then you say, about which you were talking earlier. Yes. Something which you have not talked, you cannot start your discussion by that time. This is called Atha Yat. I hope you can read it. At Yat Ataha. Okay. That light. If both were disconnected, then Upanishad should have said there is something called light and not that light. We should say that light. But afterwards, that which light, that means the noun has been mentioned earlier. And directly Upanishad starts with Yat. Okay. What do you mean by that? Yat iti sarvanam abhidhanat. So because of that means already I have talked about this Jyoti earlier. And therefore I am using the word Jyoti. This is reason number 1. To prove what? That Gayatri Brahma is the Jyoti Brahma. Okay? Okay, fine. Secondly, while describing the Brahman in the 12th section, it was said here, 12th section, you see 6th mantra, which you must have underlined. तावानस्य महिमा ततो ज्यायागंश्च पूरुषः पादोश्च सर्वा भूतानि त्रिपादस्यामृतं दिवि. Saw that mantra? What do you mean by that? In 3.12.6, Brahman is associated with the Swarglok. Padosya visarva bhutani tripadasya amritam divi. Divi means Swarglok. That Brahman has been associated with the Swarglok. Then what do you want to say? So Brahman of 12th section is associated with the Swarglok. And 13th section Brahman, which you see 3.13.7, Atha yad atah paro divaha. There also the Swarglok sambandh of the Brahman is there. Paro divaha is there. Atha yad atah paro divaha. If you can see that. So this light is associated with the Swarga. That Brahman has been associated with the Swarga of the last Gayatri Brahman and this Brahman. Both is there. Swarglok Sambandh is there. And therefore they both must be same. Brahman is associated with the Swarglok in the Gayatri Upasana. And Brahman is associated, this Jyoti is associated with the Swarglok. That means this Jyoti should be seen Gayatri. This is called Pratyabhigya argument, association argument. Association argument. This person is seen here and the same person is seen there. So though both the person should be same. Both are associated with the Swarg, therefore both persons should be same person. In the night I saw one person was standing there. Morning I saw the same person was going. So both person must be same. Night, see, one person was standing. I saw his back. Morning I saw other person was there. Then both person must be same. This is the second argument. Third argument. I hope you are not getting bored. Even if you are getting bored, you have to hear now. I told you this is a little complex. You said no, continue. Or we can stop Brahma Sutra and go to something else now. If you want, if you feel Brahma Sutra is heavy, then we can go to something. Not heavy, no? It's okay. Heavy is the stomach, not Brahma Sutra. So, one yagna, somebody said, it was very heavy. I said, I had come after dinner. He said, yeah. I said, heaviness of the stomach, you are superimposing in the class. Anyway, so third argument is, what is the third argument is there? Gayatri Vidya is Brahma Upasana only. Then our doubt was regarding the 13th section. So Bhashikar says one point. He said, forget the 13th section for some time. See how they think. If you want to see really Bhashikar in its element, you have to go through his Brahma Sutra. Element. Everywhere he is there. But if you want to see his genius, his scintillating genius, you have to go in Brahma Sutra. He says, forget about 13th section. Okay, I forgot. 14th section is Shandilya Vidya. I had told about that yesterday. And Shandilya Vidya, very easily you can prove that it is Brahmopasana, holies. Agreed. Or of course, you said 14th section, easily it is written Brahmopasana. 12th section, we proved Brahmopasana because Gayatri is everywhere and Pados Vishwa Bhutani. Yes. If 12th section is Brahmopasana and 14th section is Brahmopasana, how can in between something else can come up? How can Upasana of some inert thing be mentioned in between? But if, supposing Kathopanishad was going on 12th May, CD you are checking, 14th May also Kathopanishad was going on. Then on 13th May, how can you make that Ishavasi started? When the 2 days, although the recording was missing on, this happens. Recording was missing because of certain reason. So this Nikita had called and find out where is this recording is missing. Then if 13th and 14th were Kathopanishad, it is easily understood that 13th also should have been Kathopanishad only, even without knowing what was the content. So if the 12th section is Brahmopasana and the 14th section is Brahmopasana, then my dear, 13th section also should be Brahmopasana only. Got my point now? देखो ऐसे सोचते हैं लोग. And this, because Upanishad will not jump indisciplined. This is not indisciplined thinking as we do. We are very undisciplined thinker. You know what? How people talk. What topic is going on in the Yagna? Gita chapter 17 also. Next question. You eat namkeen? There is no, no connection. You wonder how this person thinks. And there was one president, I'll not tell the name, in some place, in some center. He asked me any question. By the time I started the answer, he was lost. He was not interested in the answer. When he had a beard, he used to do like that. So he is off after that. So initially when the Brahmacharya used to give with inspiration the answer, he was not listening because he is gone. So later people told, don't give him any answer seriously. So when I stopped giving the answer, or I was not, then also he was continuing. He is not bothered I'm talking or not talking. So this Upanishad is the Rishi Gyan. They are not erratic thinkers like we think here and there. Which samskar came up. 5 o'clock, very nice samskar came up. 5, horrible samskar came up. Our samskar are erratic. We jump haphazardly in the thinking. And therefore one way of meditation is retracing the path. And if you can master it, you can always be very quiet. Well, this thought came, then go, what was the previous thought? The previous thought. What was behind that previous thought? Ultimately, you can retrace quite, and after that, you will forget. So, what will happen when you start thinking? You will immediately be alert. Oh, this thought, why I'm thinking like this on this topic? This is not that subject here. So, Bhashikar will say that this is called Mimamsa. Mimamsa Shastram. This is thinking. This particular argument is called Mimamsa Shastram. And technical word is Samdansha Nyaya. Samdansha Nyaya, tongue. Samdansha Nyaya. Tongue is a tongue. So tongue has two parts, upper part and lower part. Then you hold something like that, tongue. So here also you are catching the Brahma Upasana by upper tongue called 12th section and lower tongue called 14th section. And therefore you are concluding that this should be the Brahma Upasana. Oh, okay, I understand. Three arguments he has been given, and when you will have time, I will go to Bhashya, and when you will read Bhashya, I won't explain. This is your exercise. Unless some complicated line comes, you will see what is said here. And therefore, conclusion is, hence the word Jyoti is Gayatri Abhinnam Vastu. Words are different, but Upasyam is same. Alambanam is different, but Upasyam is one. Alambanam is support is different. There Gayatri is the support, here Jyoti is the support. Right? And therefore whatever arguments are to show that Gayatri is Brahman, same argument is there that Jyoti is Brahman. I hope you are little now getting into the Adhikaran. You'll got into the Adhikaran now, how this section is going to work. Now let me go to the first mantra of this Adhikaran. What is the mantra? Jyotihi Charana Abhidhanat. How you translate it? Jyoti, which is non-different than the Gayatri. Write it. Jyoti, which is non-different to Gayatri, is referring to Brahman alone. This is a new point. You saw that. Generally, from the same mantra, he brings out the Hetu. He has gone to another section to bring out there. Jyotihi, which is non-different to Gayatri, is referred to Brahman alone because of Charan Abhidhan of the previous section. Because of Charan Abhidhan or the 4 quarters mentioned of Gayatri in the previous section. This introduction is now sufficient. Now I'll go to word by word analysis. Understood. Purva Paksh is still meaning. Wait. Purva Paksh is still coming. He is okay, you complete your word analysis, then I will come. Only okay. So there are, how many words are there? Jyotihi and Charana Abhidhana. There are 2 words. What is the meaning of Jyotihi? That light which is mentioned in 3.13.7 Chandogya Upanishad, and which is non-different from Gayatri. And this Gayatri is non-different than Brahman. This you have to write all these things. Please decorate the whole thing. After some time, if you read your notes, you should be able to get what is written here. I'm repeating it. The light mentioned, Jyoti is the light which is mentioned in CU 3.13.7 is non-different than Gayatri. Don't jump to Brahman. Non-different to Gayatri. 3 arguments were given. Which is non-different than Brahman. And therefore Jyoti is Brahman. A is equal to B, B is equal to C, therefore A is equal to C. How will you say in Sanskrit now? Gayatri abhinnam jyoti brahma bhavati. Sanskrit also I'm saying, English also. So that you are clear and your habit also is formed. Gayatri abhinnam jyoti ka bhavati brahma bhavati. Very easy. Not difficult at all. Now hetu is given. All the sutra have hetu if you have seen. Ta, ta, ta. Charan abhidhanat. Two words are there. Charan abhidhanat. Charan abhidhan is compound word. Charanam and abhidhanat. Charanam means pada, quarter. Don't translate as 2 feet. Charan means pad, quarter, chatushpatva. And abhidhan means kathanat, mentioned, said, illustrated. How will you see the whole Charan abhidhan? How the word will be there? Because of mention of 4 quarters. Because of mention of 4 quarters in previous section. I hope you are clear. Charana abhidhan. Which is the compound here? Charana abhidhan. Bolo. Very simple. Charana abhidhan. Charnasya abhidhan. Name of the feet. Tatpurush. Compound is weak, that means. Compound classes are required now. Sanskrit, I am feeling we have to revise everything. Sambhashanam already I am doing there, but I want to take each topic and again, you want good, don't ask. So, and that Jyoti is Gayatri. Sorry, that Gayatri is this Jyoti. I hope this topic is clear. Okay, now. Now come Purupaksh. Purupaksh is now coming, and please, what you read today in the starting, that was Purupaksh. Any of the Purupaksh was there. He said, sorry, I cannot accept your conclusion. When you go through Purupaksh, you become very established in that knowledge. And see, we are afraid of, but Bhashakar brings out whatever points are there, he tries to bring it out so that we are firm. But what is your problem? Word Jyoti cannot refer to Brahma Jyoti. Should not refer. Okay. Then what it should refer? It should refer to Achetan Jyoti. Aditya Jyoti, Surya Jyoti, Chandra Jyoti, Vidyut Jyoti. Achetan Jyoti should be there. Oh. Sutra is over, study is over. We have analysis of the whole sutra, then we had the word-to-word analysis also. Now comes the conviction area. We have to make your conviction firm. It will become unshakable. He said, I will give you six arguments. Oh, you have so much argument. Yes, and I also think. Don't think I don't think. I also think. I also have a room. I also think in that room. Okay, what do you think? Number 1 point, Prasiddhatvat. Prasiddhatvat means The primary meaning of the word light, you should just take, when I say light, you never ask conscious, I say put on the light. Don't say put on the consciousness. When I say light, it means simple light. And therefore, Rudhatha should be taken. Primary meaning of something should be taken. And therefore, primary meaning and popular meaning of the word Jyoti is Prakash, Jad Prakash, and not the Chetan Prakash. Always you say sunlight, moonlight, tube light, bulb light. Oh. So what do you want to say? I feel that in that mantra, the sunlight has been mentioned. Okay. Is it over? Why is it over? I just started. I already told six points I have. When you were talking, I was keeping quiet. And now I am talking, you are saying it's over only. Okay, you don't get upset, you continue. Yes, I will continue. Let me finish. This is the first. Okay. How will you say? Prasiddhatvat. Second. Deepyate iti vachanat. Shining word has been used in the Upanishad. If you see the mantra says, Atha yada ataha paro divo jyoti deepyate. It is shining. Shining word has been mentioned. 3.13.7. Shining word has been used. Verb has been used. Oh. So, verb means which is bright. It is an action of somebody. Brightness indicates action of some. Brightness, that means there is another one whose light shines. Consciousness cannot be something whose light shines. Consciousness, if it was the light, it won't be something which has a light which shines. This is second point. It is shining. You say, what is shining? Tube light is shining. So tube light is different than the light. This bulb is here, light is here. Light of the bulb is there. Light of the tube. Here bulb is not there. Here light is there. So always action is different than the actor. I am speaking. Speaking action is different than me. I will stop speaking. That means I am not over. Speaking is over. And therefore, Deepyate word indicates that shining, there is some object who is shining, whose light is there. You cannot say consciousness has a light. In that case, consciousness will become actor. It will decay. Because anything which is an action, it gets tired and decayed. Bulb will fuse. You are walking, you get tired. You are speaking, you are tired. You are listening, you are tired. It exhausts you. It's a vikari thing. Anything which is an action is a vikari thing. Second argument. Tomorrow I'll see. Third. Maryada Vachanat. You read the mantra. Jyoti Paradeva Deepyate. That Jyoti shines in the heaven. Oh. That means what? Boundary has been mentioned. You are saying that Jyoti shines in the heaven. It is beyond the heaven. That means when you say beyond, that means it is not this side. Para word has been used. Therefore I said, please keep the mantra. Jyotihi parah divah deepyate. It is beyond the heaven. That means this side is not there. Parah means beyond. Beyond divah deepyate. It shines beyond the heaven. So that side is there. He is beyond, that means it is not there. Oh, you are quite smart. One thing I have to accept. Of course I am. You think you are really smart. I am also smart. Para. Okay. And Brahman cannot be one side and not on another side. Therefore, this refers to inert light and not to the Brahmanite. Okay. Please keep the mantra open, otherwise you will see what I am talking. This is which third? Third. 6 point he has to say. Third is there. Fourth point. Adhar Shamanat. Upanishad is talking about location if you see the mantra. Where Vishwata Prishteshu Sarvata Prishteshu Anuttameshu Uttameshu Lokeshu, where shu is there, it is seventh case. Rameshu, Krishneshu, Lokeshu. ठीक है. Shu where is there. So all are in seventh case. It is Adhikarana Saptami is there. So that means light is in all these lokas, in the higher lok, in Swarg lok, in this Uttam lok. How can the Brahman be in any location? Light can be in some location, rather all location is in Brahman. But because the Adhar has been mentioned, so it cannot be in any location. Acha. Clear, no? Prishteshu, Anuttameshu, Uttameshu, Lokeshu. Like, in South India, they always use ma there. Paisam you will have. Paisam. Kheeram you will have. Sheeram Swamiji. Bhojanam you will have. Everywhere they put Dvitiya Vibhakti. We'll have the Pravachanam is going on. They will not suddenly Pravachan is going on. In North India, they also Pravachan is going on. Well, Pravachanam is going on. Swamiji, my mind was very shantam today. So they will use this Dvitiya Vibhakti. I don't know you have marked or not. I have lived a lot with South Indians. And they have a lot of love for me and I also have a lot of love for me. When I go to South India, Mayura is there, Srinivasan is there, and Shiv is there. And when you talk to a very traditional kind of person, then you can see that. You can enjoy that. Well, you are going to the ashramam? So you say, yes, I said, yes. So somebody, this harmonium has to be brought. So he said, this is harmonia. He said, why? Bole, ma is there, that is in the. I said, this is harmonium is the name. This is not a vibhakti there. He thought harmonia is the one and they put it here vibhakti in harmonium. It's not like that. He said harmonia was very good. It is harmonium. Harmonium is full word. So shu means here that all is in Adhar. So Adhar Shamanat. Fourth reason. Fifth reason. What is fifth reason? Fifth reason is Alamban Sadrishyat. Alamban sadrishyat. What does this mean, bhai? Only you are doing upasana in the body. I remember that yesterday. Drishtarupena, Shrutarupena upasanam. You remember that? In the body it was said. It is the kind of heat and it is that kind of sound in the stomach. Well, yes. This heat and sound in the body is Chetan or Jad? Jad. If this is Jad, whose upasana you are doing, then also should be Jad. As is the Alamban, whom you are comparing to, there should be some sadrishyam. Alamban sadrishya savanat. So there should be Alamban, should be like he is like Gurudev. So there should be something common between two. You cannot say he is like lion. So something should be common. Fearlessness is common. She is beautiful like moon. So there should be something common between the two. So what you found the common thing? Common thing is that in the body, these two things which were mentioned, heat and sound, both are inert. And therefore the upasyam and alambanam should have sadrishyam. So alamban samanyat, sharir jyoti samanyat. And therefore, because of this reason, this jyoti should be inert, because in the body with whom you are comparing, the sound and the light, sound and the heat, sound in the stomach, the rumblings, and the heat when the person goes away, because of this is inert, and therefore the achetan jyoti is mentioned here. This is fifth cause. And sixth cause, last cause, phal shravanat. What is the phal mentioned? Upanishad says, one who does this upasana, very nice phal is there, you will like that. Darshan Yog and Shravan Yog. See what is written here? Shruto bhavati chakshushya. See the last word here? Upasnoti tadeta drishtam te shrutam cheti upasita chakshushyo shruto bhavati. You know what is the meaning of chakshushyo bhavati? He is worth seeing. Oh, I should do it. So darshanasya upasanat darshan yogyam bhavati. Chakshushya means is worth seeing. I mean, a person who sees, he doesn't want to take his eyes away. Your eyes get glued with that person's. That means he's too beautiful or handsome. Your eyes just get over. Worth seeing. Chakshushya bhavati. Chakshushya, you saw that? Last line, 8th mantra. Chakshushya, worth seeing. Not everybody has beauty also. Not everybody has a smartness also. Acha, aur suno. Shruto bhavati. He is worth hearing also. He is very popular. So what do you mean by that? Beauty and fame are the upasana phalam. Acha? Shruto bhavati. Shruto means well heard. I have heard his name. Yes. I have heard. There are many singers, many good singers, but nobody knows them. And not so good singer is known a lot. You wonder how this person is known. He doesn't know singing properly. When I hear in the TV, hardly they are talking anything. You wonder how so many people are there. Hardly he is talking anything. क्या बात कर रहे हैं? Then you wonder, what is this? The people are there. Shruto bhavati. Not everybody is popular also. So see the word. Only this is parichinna phalam. If it was Brahma Upasana, it is a limited fruit he is getting. You are saying Brahma Upasana. then aparichinna phalam should be there. This is to shake and make our intellect little, alert and greasy. So when you will not hear Vedanta, you will feel intellect has gone dull today. Junk has come in the intellect. Become dull. If the class is not there, Vedanta class, you will feel this experience. Jadatto comes in the buddhi. Dullness comes. There is nothing to shake us and make us alert. And it is not Bhashakar will raise it and Bhashakar will answer it. But we'll see tomorrow. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namah. Hari Om.